Good day, students. My name is Mr. Timothy Olawale. I'm your math teacher, and I'm going to be teaching you circle geometry today. I will be looking at circle theorems. Generally, we're going to be looking at several theorems that relate to circles. But before then, let's just do a little revision on properties of circles, which you should have done in SS1. And of course, we know that a circle is a locus of points equidistant from a fixed point. A circle is a locus of points equidistant from a fixed point. You get that? All right. Now, let's look at a circle like this. All right, this is just a sketch. We have a center of the circle. From here to here, this is the center. Oh, let's assume this is the center. This is radius. And also from here to here is the same as from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. That's why we say a circle is a locus of points equidistant from the fixed point. The fixed point, the fixed point is the center of the circle. Okay. So now, before we go to the theorems, as I said, let's look at some properties, some important things we talk about when we deal with circles. All right, we talk about a chord, we talk about a diameter, we talk about arc. All right, these are important things we need to take note of. We talk about sector, we talk about segments. All right, and of course, first we have to talk about radius. That's the first thing. Radius, chord, diameter, arc, sector, segment. These are important terms that as we go into the study of theorems, we're going to be using them from time to time. So you have to be familiar with them. So let's start. What is radius? All right, the radius of a circle is the distance between, all right, let me make you see that, between the center of a circle, and, are you with me? Any point on the circumference. So that takes me to a very important statement. I have not mentioned circumference. All right, so it's part of what we're going to look at, circumference. Okay, so look at that. The radius of a circle is the distance between the center of the circle and any point on the circumference. Is that clear? So that's what you see here. This is radius. Any point on the circumference to the, all right, so the center is what we call a radius. And so let me jump and go to number 2, which is diameter. Diameter is a line, all right, which passes through. Now see that, which passes through, are you with me? The center, all right, of a circle. All right, so that line divides the circle into 2 equal halves. Did you see that? It divides the circle into 2 equal halves. I want you to get that. The diameter is a line which passes through the center of a circle. Something like this. All right, you see this? Let's assume this is the diameter of the circle. Sorry, my circle doesn't look perfect. All right, so this is the diameter. I pass through the center of the circle and it divides the circle into 2 equal halves. All right, it divides the diameter, divides the circle into 2 equal halves, or what we call 2 semicircles. Did you see that? Into 2 semicircles. Are you with me? Okay, so that's that about diameter. We have looked at radius, we have looked at diameter. And another thing I want to say about diameter is that diameter equals to 2 times radius. I need you to ensure you are taking notes as I'm teaching you. Diameter is equals to 2 times radius. Are you with me? Okay, so now let's leave the issue of radius, issue of chord. Okay, issue of chord. Now let me talk about circumference. All right, we say the circumference is, all right, the distance is the distance, all right, round a circle. The circumference is the distance around the circle. The distance around the circle. All right, so that's why we will mention part of the circumference, a point on the circumference, a part of the circumference, because it's the distance around the circumference. Of course, we know the formula for finding the circumference of a circle. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d. It's important you know these formulas. All right, although that is not the focus of this class. Okay, are you with me? All right, so we've talked about radius, we've talked about diameter. All right, we are talking about circumference. Now let's move to a chord. What is a chord? Okay, what is a chord? What is a chord? A chord is a line. A chord is a line, okay, joining any two points on a circumference. All right, a chord is a line joining any 2 points on a circumference. Okay, all right, so we have something like this. Pay attention. This or this or this. All right, this is a chord, this is a chord, this is a chord. All right, so when the line passes through the center of the circle, is no more a chord, it's called a diameter. Is that clear? So a chord is a line joining any 2 points on a circumference. Are you with me? All right, stay with me, don't go. So a chord is a line joining any 2 points on a circumference. Okay, so now we've talked about radius, we've talked about chord, we've talked about diameter, we've talked about circumference. Okay, so let me talk about an arc. Let me talk about an arc. Okay, arc. These are very, very important statements, you know, as we deal with circles. An arc. Okay, arc. All right, an arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. An arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. Did you get that? An arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. So something like this. We have a circle. All right, a part of. So the arc is a part of the circle. It's a part of the circumference of a circle. Okay. All right. So and we have the minor arc, and we have the major arc. What did I say? We have the minor arc, and we have the major arc. All right. So let's get back to the points we wanted to discuss. All right. Radius, chord, diameter, arc. All right. Circumference, and also let's look at so this is an arc. So let's look at a sector. A sector. What is a sector? A sector is a region bounded by two radii and an arc. So I want you to look at this. Two radii and an arc. We have two radii, then we have an arc. You see this? So this is a sector. Are you get what I'm trying to say? So now this is also two radii and a bigger arc. Are you get what I'm trying to say? So this is also a sector, but we call this a major sector and we call this a minor sector. Did you get that? We call this a major sector and we call that what? A minor sector. All right, I'm trying to take my time to explain the properties of circles before we go into the circle theorems. That is the main focus of the topic. All right, so we have the major sector and we have the minor sector. And finally, let me quickly explain segments. Segments, sorry. All right, what is a segment? A segment is a region bounded by a chord and an arc. Do you get that? A segment is a region bounded by a chord and an arc. So we have a circle, we have a chord, this is an arc, this is a chord. So this is a segment. Alright, this is a chord, this is a bigger arc. This is also a segment. But this is a minor segment and this is a what? Major segment. Is that clear? Alright, so just a quick recap. We have looked at the properties of circles. We've looked at radius, chord, diameter, arc, sector, segment, and circumference. Alright, so we're going to stop here for today. And the next class, I'm going to explain. We're going to go straight to the different theorems that we have, and that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have questions. And once again, I'm Mr. Timothy. Thank you for joining the class. God bless you.